Alright guys, we're back. This is our last video, day 25. We're talking about fitness. We just finished talking about what are the high intensity advanced strength training techniques. And now we're going to get into what are the adaptations to endurance training. But first, we got a quote. If you push your limits, you'll find them. It will hurt. So a lot of these advanced training techniques are going to hurt. And you know, that's just what happens when you push your limits. That's how you get better. It's those last few reps. It's the last couple miles of the run. It's the last set that you don't feel like doing. When you get out of that comfort zone, that is how you get better. All right. Adaptations to endurance training. We have got the main adaptation is improved oxygen deliverability. Right? And there are several things that happen as adaptations to regular endurance exercise that lead to that main adaptation. All right, number one, you're going to increase the concentration of red blood cells. All right, so let's say you've got, a cup of blood in an untrained person. Maybe they've got 100 red blood cells. And then you got a cup of blood in a trained person. Maybe you've got 200 red blood cells. So there's a greater concentration of red blood cells in the blood of a trained person. In your blood, when you go from not training to maybe you're running, doing some kind of endurance exercise a few days a week, even one day a week. And a month later, you've got more red blood cells in your blood, right? Red blood cells carry oxygen to the muscles. So your blood now has a greater oxygen carrying capacity, which is a great adaptation, all right? You also have, number two, an increased stroke volume, all right? Stroke volume is the amount of blood that is coming out with every heartbeat. So let's say you're a beginner, your stroke volume might be 10. And then you've worked out for a month or so, your stroke volume might be 12, 14, 16, okay? So you've got more blood going to the muscles, and that blood carries a higher concentration of red blood cells and therefore more oxygen. So two ways that you're increasing the oxygen carrying capacity of your blood. All right. Number three, you have a higher number of capillaries. Okay, so the capillaries are like the smallest breakdown of your arteries. You've got the aorta, which comes out of your heart. Then that breaks down into arteries. Arteries break down into arterioles. Arterioles break down into capillaries. I did remember something from grad school. All right. So you've got more red blood cells in your blood. You've got more blood going out of the heart every beat. And you've got more of that blood getting delivered to the muscle because you have more capillaries. Like your body literally grew more capillaries. It's crazy, right? So you're getting more oxygen and more nutrients to the muscle, and you're getting it there faster, right? You also, number four, you have an increased number of mitochondria. All right, the mitochondria is like a little cell, and that is where the process of energy production during aerobic exercise takes place. So that's where your body is producing ATP from the breakdown of fats during aerobic exercise, right? So you've got more of those also as an adaptation to endurance exercise. All of those things are going to lead to a couple of different things. An improved ability to tolerate and buffer lactic acid. Lactic acid is produced when you are working hard. All right, when you're when you're breaking down carbohydrates, one of the byproducts is lactic acid. And that lactic acid builds up in the muscle and it interferes with muscle contraction. So your body gets better at pulling the lactic acid out of the muscle so that it doesn't fatigue, the muscle doesn't fatigue as easily. All right. And you also have less lactic acid being produced. Okay, because your body is doing a better job of producing energy aerobically. It's producing energy with that additional oxygen and breakdown of fat instead of carbs. So you're not producing as much lactic acid. That is going to lead to a higher VO2 max. Your VO2 max, that is your body's ability to maximally utilize oxygen when you're doing aerobic activity. So you have a higher VO2 max, you've got more red blood cells, you've got greater amount of blood coming out, going to the muscle, you've got more capillaries, you have a better ability to tolerate lactic acid and buffer lactic acid. That means taking lactic acid away from the muscle. Ultimately, all of those things are going to lead to improved performance. And when I say improved performance, that's one of two ways. You can either exercise at the same pace, but it's a lower level of effort, so it feels easier, which means you can go at that pace for longer than you used to, or you're going to be able to sustain a faster pace for a longer amount of time at the same level of effort. So let's say that before you started doing endurance training, you could run at 6 miles an hour for 10 minutes. Well, now you're going to be able to run at 7 miles an hour for 10 minutes. Or you're going to be able to run at 6 miles an hour for 20 minutes. So that's how you improve your performance with endurance training. Wow. That was a lot of information. I know you're going to want to go back and review that information. It's really cool stuff. That is really what, when I went to school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But when I started learning about this, the different adaptations that happen within your body, I just thought that was so cool. So I wanted to share some of what I've learned with you. All right. Daily workout, we are there. So we're in the strength phase now. You've got 5-6 days left of this 30-day quest, and we're now doing 3 to 5 reps. So when we started this, you were doing 15 reps, 20 reps, 30 reps of your exercises. We've gradually gone into this higher intensity, so more weight but less reps. All right. First, you're going to do your warm-up, your 5 minutes of foam rolling, your 10-minute progressive warm-up for cardio to get that heart rate up, to get blood going to the muscles. Then you're going to do a little dynamic stretching. Another big change is that we're doing full body, but we're focused on squat and pressing exercises. So you get your warm-up done, and then you get to your squats. You're going to do 3 to 5 reps for 7 sets of squats. And you're going to work up to the most weight you can do for 3 to 5 reps of squats. Not right away. Not that first set, not that second, not that third, maybe that 4th set. Definitely by your 5th, 6th, and 7th set, you want to be using the most weight you can do for 3 to 5 reps on the squat. Same thing for chest press. It could be bench press, cable press, machine press, plate loaded press, dumbbell press, barbell press. And then you're going to do 3 to 4 rounds of 5 thrusters, 5 front squats, and 5 overhead press. All right. If you don't know what those exercises are, contact me. Happy to tell you. All right. Or Google it. And then you've got your isolation work. Don't forget to do your isolation work. Very important. You're supporting the movements in these exercises with these exercises. All right. But you're doing high reps. Still doing high reps on this stuff. Okay. And then you got core. You've got 3 rounds of 1 minute of leg raises. That can either be hanging leg raises, decline bench leg raises, or flat bench leg raises. All right. Whatever is going to be the appropriate level of difficulty for you to do. And then you've got back extensions or Supermans for a minute. So 3 rounds of those 2 exercises. All right. That is it. I hope you guys learned something. You better have if you were paying attention. I really enjoy educating you. Please give me some feedback. I would love to know, did you find this information relevant? Did you find it educational? Was this whole thing entertaining? All right. If you have questions, get in touch with me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day, have a great morning, a great afternoon, great evening, whenever you're watching this. And don't forget, bring your A game. All right. See you guys.